Here is why EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System that everybody talks about, is choking your business. Let me hit you with a really hard truth. EOS, that Entrepreneurial Operating System, is failing more small businesses than it's helping. That system that promised clarity, structure, this explosive growth that you see everywhere by Gino Wickman, it's now slowing teams down, stalling momentum, and turning small businesses owners into these meeting managers instead of execution machines like it promises. They're churning out books after books after books and no results. And I've seen company after company after company go all in on EOS. Sometimes they spend as high as $20,000 on implementers. They sit through countless 90-minute weekly meetings. They chase rocks for 12 months straight. And then what? They're more frustrated, less profitable, and totally burned out. Sound familiar? Well, in today's video, I'm going to break down the 5 reasons why EOS is no longer working for small businesses, how it actually kills agility and culture, and why it goes wrong, and what you can actually do about it, and what you can actually use from EOS in your small business. So let's watch this, learn this, and what EOS can actually help you. And this is a wake-up call for you as a small business owner, because you still need to grow and you still need to scale. And I'm going to help you get there. My name is Don Markland. I'm the CEO of Accountability Now. We help small business owners like you grow and scale through strategic coaching and consulting, through tactical execution. And our mission is to accelerate small business growth. And we run into EOS all the time. And what we really run into countless times is the frustration around the dogma of EOS. Oftentimes people have been working with an EOS integrator or an EOS business coach, someone who might not have a long background in business success, but they're just certified in EOS principles or EOS integration. And they're frustrated because all the person is doing is pushing EOS dogma, the EOS principles over and over again. And today I'm going to walk you through what the EOS implementers won't. And if you're a fast moving business, especially under 50 employees, EOS might be the very thing holding you back. So here are the 5 things that I want you to pay attention to. Number 1, EOS is too rigid for today's business climate. EOS gives you a strict playbook. And I mean strict. When you sign up with EOS, they give you a binder. It's 2026, folks. A binder with visionary and integrator roles, level 10 meetings, people analyzer tools. I mean, this thing is thick. And here's the problem. Most small teams don't operate like that. They're lean. They're scrappy. Sometimes people wear 2 or 3 different hats. And I get it. We're trying to grow and get out of that model. And yes, that's part of the idea. But EOS forces a corporate hierarchy onto a dynamic team. And in today's day and age, dynamic is what you need in order to win. And if you don't follow the EOS system exactly, you are labeled non-compliant, almost like you're in some science fiction novel. I've had people tell me that EOS felt like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. That's a real quote from a business that ditched the system after 1 year. EOS doesn't allow for partial adoption, but you need flexibility when your business is growing fast and pivoting often. If the market changes, or if there's tariffs all of a sudden, or things adjust, you have to have some sort of flexibility and able to move. You can't be worrying about non-compliance, and EOS doesn't allow for that. Reason number 2, EOS takes too long to work. Let me be really blunt here. EOS is a 3-year system that most small businesses quit in 12 months or less. I did a lot of research studying EOS, and most companies burn out within 12 months. Weekly 90-minute meetings feel like a therapy session. Quarterly planning sessions that oftentimes go nowhere, and endless tracking of KPIs that, to be honest, nobody actually uses. I was speaking to one EOS implementer that admitted for every business that successfully adopts EOS, there are 2 that abandon it halfway through. And you know why? Because the ROI just takes too long. Small businesses can't afford to wait 3 years to fix problems that are happening right now. You can't either. Reason number 3, EOS creates culture of bureaucracy, not execution. In a small business, you can't afford layers. You can't afford red tape. That's why you're a small business. Why are you racing to become this behemoth? EOS gives you structure, and that's beautiful, but it also races to give you bloat. It creates this bloated operating rhythm. Weekly meetings, same page meetings, rocks, scorecards, people analyzers. And if you're not careful, execution slows down. Innovation gets buried. And your A players, they start looking for the exit. I've worked with teams where the phrase, IDS, that'll be next week. In the same page meeting, we'll meet on the same page meeting in a week. And this starts to be an excuse to get things done. Rather than when you were dynamic and scrappy and everything happened in the moment, everything started to get pushed to the next meeting and the next scorecard or the next L10. And now speed starts to slow down. One integrator once told me everything was so regimented and tracked, there was no room for innovation, and EOS started to kill the initiative of the business. That's not leadership. That's called dogma worship. You start to worship the EOS process and not the business. Reason number 4, the people system fails without people skills. EOS assumes that if you define roles, set goals, and follow the process, you'll get results. But here's what EOS doesn't teach, ever, not in their entire thick binder: how to coach your team, how to navigate conflict, how to build real leadership trust. Sure, in the process, they want you to read Patrick Lencioni's book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, which is an amazing book. And I've seen founders hire integrators they hope will help them run the business. But they're not qualified, or worse, the founder never lets go. And this creates tension. This breaks trust. And this is how EOS turns into this silent power struggle. EOS becomes an operating system when the core of the people never fully adopt it. And you have chaos. And it happens all the time. And then reason number 5, EOS is terrible for startups and rapid growth businesses. EOS is great. And I want to be really clear. I've seen it work so successfully if you're a stable 20-year-old company with very predictable revenue. But if you're in the trenches trying to find product market fit, test offers, and scale fast, EOS will bury you in process. 10-year vision? You're just trying to make payroll next month. Quarterly rocks? Your market changes every 6 weeks. Level 10 meetings? You don't need alignment. You need action. EOS applies discipline when you actually need speed. So, all of these 5 things being said, what are you supposed to do about it? If you're starting to feel like EOS isn't working for you, don't panic. That's okay. Or if you're thinking, I need an operating system, you do. Everyone does. First of all, borrow what works. There are parts of EOS that are great. Keep quarterly planning. Keep some part of the quarterly meetings or the monthly meetings or the rocks or the roles and responsibilities or the accountability charts. There are parts of EOS that are brilliant, and ditch what doesn't. Kill the meeting overload or the process for process sake. Stay agile. Move to faster sprints, weekly or bi-weekly execution cycles. Customize your systems. Whether it's OKRs, scaling up, or our operating system, we use SCORE, SCORE. You need a system that fits your team, not the other way around. And if you want to help doing that, happy to talk to you about that too. Remember, EOS isn't broken per se. It's just not for everyone. And it's starting to become less and less for more people because they're caring more about selling certifications for business coaches than they are about actually building small businesses. You need execution, not extra meetings. You need clarity, not compliance. You need accountability, not process worship. So don't cling to this model, cling to your business. If this helped you find some clarity around EOS, hit that like button, subscribe, share this with a business owner, maybe that's in EOS or looking for a model, and maybe it'll help them find it. Again, my name is Don Markland. I'm the CEO of Accountability Now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.